To pray, there's no angels where I go, only pieces that are broken, scattered dreams across the floor. I'm home.
Alrighty, hello everybody, this is Kirusho here, and now, let us begin. Whenever we last left off, Midoriya has encountered and met this strange old man, who lives in his apartment building actually. This being a bit surprising. The old man has given him a name. His name I'm not too sure about actually. I can't think of anything off the top of my head probably other than, well, Johnson. Something like that. No. Mr. Johnson, after the next week, would train Midoriya and get him up to date on a bit of fighting styles. Midoriya kinda confused. This old guy is actually pretty good at this stuff. Midoriya actually fighting him today and using his own fighting style. Basically just throwing random punches. And trying to see exactly where it gets him. Although, from all of his previous fights, the best thing he does working on his own is his defense. Meaning that he can block a punch, but he sure as shit cannot throw one. Now, with that being said, Midoriya, he would lose this fight, and eventually have to get back up. The old man socking him across the face whenever he does, and then kicking him back onto the ground, telling Midoriya to get up again. Midoriya doing so and trying to dodge out of the way. Someone actually throwing his body weight onto his left arm, and then pushing himself off the ground as he does try and do something he's at least heard about. He does notice how certain heroes move, as he would throw up his leg and swing outwards. He's seen Nightwing do this before, so let's see where this does get him. Being able to actually hit Mr. Johnson across the face, surprising him a bit. Midoriya getting off the ground, and then rushing in, grabbing onto him as he does tackle him downwards, and cock his arm backwards. Telling him that how was that? The man just saying that was perfectly fine. And then asking exactly why isn't he in school? Isn't today Monday? I don't need that place. Besides, once I become a lantern, everything will be sorted out for me. Kid, that's not how any of that works. How would you know? Because I've at least met a Green Lantern and asked them that question. How do I become one? Willpower. Overcoming great fear. Being the person who runs into a situation and doesn't think twice about it. In fact, that's just it. Sadly, I'm going to tell you this once. You cannot change who you are, and the ring will choose you. Even if you change, even if you think you have, you can't just force a ring to pick you. That's not how it works. You have to prove that you can overcome those obstacles, even whenever no one else can. No. Midoriya hearing that would be a bit disappointed. And let's just think that he's, well, lying. He's trying to get his hopes down. So he has to at least keep them high. As I do want to say, they'll be training like this for the next couple months. And Midoriya, he would eventually have an incident whenever he's out on his nightly patrol, as we'll call it. Whenever he does get into an encounter with the man will be running from him. Midoriya basically running after him and chasing him down. The man going to pull a knife at Midoriya, as he would just slash at him, trying to actually cut into him. Midoriya dodging out of the way as he does just throw out his arm, completely just dead arming the guy in the face, and actually popping his jaw out of place. Midoriya just throwing his hand over his head and smashing into his skull, hitting him into the ground. As he would check the man for weapons, and then promptly tie him up and leave a note. Now, after that has happened, Midoriya, he would just be looking through the man's phone, wondering if he's the guy that he was targeting. Looking through it and finding exactly what he, was looking for. His information. Apparently this guy is a part of a gang that's doing a bit of a... Yikes. They are human trafficking. And that's not good. In fact, there's a place down by the docks that he needs to head to. And stop. Now, Midoriya's armor, or at least his outfit to patrol, has also changed. He's supporting a bit more of a, weirder build. Apparently Mr. Jensen or Johnson, I believe I called the man, had a bit of a old career. He's not too sure about it. But he did say that he bought him and made him some armor. This being a bit odd. It's basically like a bulletproof vest, and it's actually really weird, along with the fact that he basically does wear combat boots, and a proper mask to cover his face, along with the pants he wears. He can throw knives and projectiles, along with actually being able to conceal his new batons. This man has done a lot for Midoriya in the past couple months, along with his proper training in boxing and a few other forms of fighting. Now, with that being said, Midoriya would head down to the docks and see the building. As whenever this does happen, he does at least look at it and make a phone call, telling Mr. Johnson that he is at the place. So what next? As he would just walk forwards and look down at the building. He is at least making sure Midoriya doesn't die during this encounter, telling Midoriya that the place is going to be full of guys armed to the teeth. So, what you're going to want to do is head in. Afterwards, make sure that you at least don't kill. That's the first rule of being a hero. If you don't kill, then you'll be perfectly fine. If you do kill, though, that makes you a villain. You understand that? Midoriya just saying that he gets it, and he'll at least try and make sure that he does good. Hanging up the phone and chucking it into the harbor. As he does look. Moving in and taking out some of the guards who are outside. Smashing one of them into the head, as he does actually smash their head into the wall. And they would be taken down. Midoriya looking around along with actually tapping on the containers. Tapping once or twice and seeing if he gets a response. There not really being any from them. Until he does tap on one. And he does actually get a knockback. Or at least hear people inside. In fact, there are around 2 to 3 containers full of people. Midoriya trying to bust the lock on one of them. One thing actually happening. Whenever he does bend down and try and use a baton to force it open, he would feel something in the back of his head. As he is told to just put his hands up and to don't make any sudden movements. Otherwise, this won't be pretty. Midoriya doing so, getting up and standing on his feet. The man just saying that you must be that vigilante, right? So, what I'm going to need you to do is, first off, drop your weapons. Second, turn around. The man taking at least 2 to 3 steps backwards. And Midoriya hearing this, This isn't the first time this guy has been in this situation. So there are other vigilantes at least, right? The guy's probably just being smart. Midoriya dropping his batons. As he does, turn around. The man's saying that that's good. Now, we need you to put your hands up. Midoriya actually moving his hands. A knife sliding down his wrist. As he does at least wait for it. As soon as he does swing his hand up, he would move forwards. The man, kind of confused as Midoriya would just jump to the right. The man firing and missing Midoriya. A bit too focused on what's up in the air. Midoriya grabbing it with his left hand and bringing it downwards. Stepping into the man's hand as he would just grab the gun. Smashing it directly into his face, and him hitting the ground. As more people begin to come outside. Apparently, Midoriya has alerted the entire group. And some of them actually do have some pretty weird quirks. Since one of them is basically like the Blob, while another one does have extendo fingers. However, it's a bit odd. These things are considered to be indestructible, since the person can throw them outwards and they can smash through any objects. It's actually quite interesting. But hey, he's not really going to judge them. Now, with that being said, this is whenever he would just be running around. Dodging the bullets as Mr. Jensen asks the kid if he does need a bit of help. Or a distraction. Midoriya telling him no, he has it. And running in. As he does actually grab onto and ride along these fingers as they do come back to the person. Midoriya throwing his legs outwards as he would smash into them. And then turn to the other one, trying to actually sock into them and actually take them on. One thing actually happening. There would be a loud explosion. And Midoriya returns seeing it. Apparently there is another group here. What the hell? So you do have more people with you. Those aren't my people. As Midoriya would just jump backwards. And pull the other knife out from his wrist. Or at least hiding by his wrist. And just say that he's guessing that that's, well, your rivals or your opposite guys, whatever. Midoriya just turning around. And smashing the person behind him onto the ground. As Mr. Jensen does actually step in. Pulling down his mask and pulling his swords. Telling him that that will work. Rushing in. And actually taking down this blob guy. Now, the way he does take him down is a bit weird. Midoriya barely paid attention to it because he barely saw it. Basically focusing on the other goons while he was trying to find the keys. Now, after that does happen, there would be one person there. Him actually being able to dodge the girl's quirk as he gets slashed across the face in his mask. Turning around and actually throwing his hands upwards, slashing away these things, the knife breaking in two. Looking to see the girl there. She is obviously someone wielding a quirk. As you would just ask exactly what does she want. Grabbing onto the fingers once again and trying to pull them or at least move them. Her just saying that all she wants is to run her little operation. So, go home instead of playing hero, kid. Midoriya kind of confused. I'm not that young anymore, so she does at least know me then. You were that vigilante, right? The one who keeps getting his ass kicked? Or you might be another one, I'm not too sure. Not many of you around anymore, with the age of heroes and all that. Anyways, you should skedaddle before my boss hears about you. Midoriya just thinking, her boss, so it goes higher. Him just saying that he wants the keys, then that's it. Then he's out of here. Now, as the girl would begin to use her quirk, Midoriya would just be dodging around it. and actually able to move on her fingers, running in and actually attacking her. Her quirk is good for long range attacks. However, for short range, it's very crappy. Now, Midori would have taken her down and actually restrained her, being able to zip tie her hands and force her into a place where she cannot actually move, like tying her against a wall or tying her against one of the containers, and taking the keys from her. Midoriya unlocking all the containers as Mr. Jensen would have taken down all the other goons there, along with actually running away from the other ones that are coming in, since cops and all of them are on their way. Them being able to get into a car and then drive off. Afterwards, it would be a bit weird, since some of the people who were abducted are actually local, and allow them to at least talk about this vigilante and the way they were. Midoriya actually a bit surprised and actually a bit more happy, along with taking off his mask and actually checking to see the damage. He does at least have a cut against his face, but hey, that's the worst thing. Now, with that being said, this is whenever Midoriya, he would just decide that he needs to at least go back to his normal life for a bit. Things have been getting better at school, yeah, but still, people do still try and mess with him. Then again, I do need to go get a new pair of headphones. Mine did break the other day. Midoriya basically leaving and walking through the mall, as he would just be looking around and actually trying to find the right place. Eventually, he would have gotten there, as he does pass by a couple people, getting out of their way and actually just going in, and looking for something that he needs. He's gotten a couple CDs from here before, but hey, exactly what else is here? Him looking through and actually finding the new headphones he wants. They're a bit cheap, but hey, they do at least last a good while and they're good quality. Especially because the sound isn't bad for the price. Midoriya taking them and then looking at a couple records. Or CDs, actually, not records, my bad. And then actually going through them. He does at least own one or two of these CDs, cause he has at least stolen them before. But he's not trying to get on a bad reputation with this place, since he was banned from that other store across his side of town. So I'm guessing I can just at least pay for one of these right now. Him holding up the two things and looking back and forth between them. A girl walking up to him and just saying that if he's gonna pick one, then she suggests the one on the left. Their album is a bit older and, well, yeah, it's a bit more of a collector's one. So the price might be a little bit worse or, well, steeper on you, but there's a lot more songs on it. Midoriya just looking up and seeing a girl there. The girl there is, well, she's a bit odd. She's got earphone jacks and, well, purple hair. Yeah, he thinks that's right. Huh. Thanks, Midoriya says. And just asking exactly what's so good about this whole band then. Her just saying that after they went on tour, they somewhat just left and went to the US. One of them actually became a metahuman back during the first incident. Then he returned to music. Wait, he played music as a metahuman? Yeah, actually. In fact, he was considered to be pretty good, especially since he used his ability on stage. Huh. What exactly did it do? Not much actually. Apparently he's able to boost the audio. In fact, it's actually quite similar to my quirk. Huh. Really? Oh, yeah. Sorry about that. At first glance, my quirk is a bit obvious. Okay, let's at least meet then. I'll listen to it. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, no problem. Midoriya walking over to the counter and actually paying for it. While he's doing so, this girl would have left and walk out of the store. Midoriya not too far behind, as he does at least head in the opposite direction, until he does hear something. Turning around and seeing exactly the situation. These people, or at least this group of people, is harassing the girl. And they're at least messing with her, saying that her quirk is useless. What is it? Is this those things around your ears? It's disgusting. Her basically just telling them to fuck off. And that she doesn't want any of this right now. In fact, she was having a good day. Midoriya walking over and asking exactly what are they doing. Out of the way, asshole. No, I asked you what you were doing. Besides, what'd she do to you? She goes to the same school as us, if you must know. She thinks that she's better than everyone. How is she better? Tell me this. Well, her dad used to work in the music industry, and she's got her mom's quirk. Something super flashy. Sure it is. No one cares. Midoriya just asking the guy exactly what does he care about it then. The guy just saying that if you must know, I'm a meta. Thought all of you metas went to private schools. Oh, not all of us. Those things are super pricey. The ones of us who don't, hell, it doesn't matter where we go. As long as we keep on the good side of the law, it's perfectly fine. Otherwise, we get put in the Flash's special prison. But you don't know anything about that, do you? Or are you a meta? Nope. Wrong. So what's your quirk then? You seem pretty physically fit. Are you one of those enhancement assholes? Nope. Wrong again. I'm quirkless. Bullshit. The guy calling out Midoriya. Midoriya telling him that he actually is. So, how would I do you a favor? If you take another step forwards or even try and mess with her again, how about I show you exactly what it's like to swallow your own teeth? Or how about I just curve some of you right here and get the experience over with now? The guy is someone just backing up. As Midoriya just brings his hand up, saying that he can actually just do that right now. So, question. Which one's your favorite? I'll at least leave that one intact. So that you at least look like a funny buck-toothed motherfucker. How about that? The guy getting annoyed, and cocking his arm backwards as he begins to course with this weird power. The other person with him, or at least one of the people in his group, would have actually grabbed him by his hand and tell him not to do that. Not here. In fact, they're not even supposed to be using those in public. If someone sees you with that, you're going to be taken away. The guy just putting his hand down and saying that this isn't over. The girl's just thanking Midoriya, probably introducing herself as, I believe it's Kayako Jiro, or Kayoko Jiro, I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how to pronounce her first name, but it is Jiro. Midoriya actually introducing himself, the two exchanging numbers and saying that she'll be at that shop pretty common. In fact, the guy there working at least gives her a bit of discounts, so she'll be happy to see him there. As Midoriya would have walked away again. As soon as he does get outside the mall, though, things would have been a bit weird. There's a weird incident. Apparently this sludge thing is attacking a guy. Him walking up to see that it's Bakugo, and find that to be a bit odd. As one thing would happen, he would rush in, running in and going to try and help. As Narita does get in there, he actually does grab Bakugo and try pulling him upwards. The sludge thing telling him that that's not going to happen, pulling Midoriya in. Midoriya basically being able to do one thing. He would just begin to try pushing off, or at least push off the other guy, being able to slam him forward as hard as he can, and at least get one of his legs free, being able to grab into the ground and begin to pull himself away, before he does get pulled back in. And All Might would have rushed in, helping the two and actually getting them out of there. Now, with that being said, All Might would have congratulated the young man for standing up for that young boy, and that he should feel proud. In fact, he was chasing that villain earlier and it was getting a bit weird. He took a different turn than I thought he would, and I ended up across town. Well, young man, I do hope that you at least were perfectly fine. You seem to be okay, other than the All Might at least pointing out the scratch on his face, asking him if he got that now. Or wait, that is already healed. Midoriya just saying that he'll be fine. And All Might would jump away. As soon as All Might does jump away, though, he would have buffed down. Now, with that being said, Deku would actually walk away too. A lot of different people trying to ask him his quirk, but he just doesn't say anything. Just getting away from them. Before, whenever he is walking home, he would have felt something odd. At first, he felt like someone grabbed him and there was odd pain in the back of his neck, along with it feeling a bit odd and burning. His vision going blurry as he does pass out. And he gets abducted himself. Now, with that being said, I do hope you guys enjoyed, and have an amazing day. I'll catch you guys in the next part.